The Fall Guy. Man, this is a movie that I was pretty excited about because I really have grown to love Ryan Gosling in recent years. He is a great talent, but I really like what he's been doing recently, taking these more comedic roles and less serious roles. Because don't get me wrong, Ryan Gosling is a terrific, serious, dramatic actor, but he is a much better comedic actor, and seeing movies that allow him to have more fun with these roles is just exciting. And this is a no short example of that. Um, though I will say this movie's not his most comedic movie, right? This movie isn't as funny as The Nice Guys or Barbie or anything like that in terms of his comedic energy, but he does help and not end lend some comedic talent to this movie while also being serious in the parts where he needs to be serious, and that he's definitely a big highlight of this movie. But really, what I was very shocked about this movie is a couple things. First of all, I didn't know this movie was based off an old TV show, and when I heard that, I was kind of a lot of people who are fans of the show were disappointed. They seemed to be like, it doesn't really capture the vibe of the show. But I actually noticed after kind of looking up the TV show and stuff, this movie actually does a good job of actually referencing the show quite a bit in it. And that was fun. They actually used the original theme song in the credits and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. But I would say if you're disappointed with this movie because it's not like that older TV show, I understand. But just know that now you know how Mission Impossible fans felt in the 90s, where that movie took a popular TV show, took its name, and then went and did something else with it that was pretty different. So I get being disappointed, but we gotta judge this movie on its own terms. And and also what's great about this movie too is it's directed by David Leitch, who's a pretty good director. He directed Bullet Train, which is one of my favorite movies of that year. And this movie is also directed by him, but I had no idea he was a previous stunt person on movies, and so he makes all these incredible action sequences. They're all on cameras, they're all in focus, they're all incredibly well shot because it comes from a very real place. And also, what's great about this movie too is, and this is also kind of a detriment a little bit. I'll talk about that in a minute. There's a lot of movie lingo. Like, there's a lot of movie references in the movie that clearly show love of cinema and film. Some obscure movies, some not obscure movies, right? And then there's, that, and there's all that kind of stuff in the movie. But there's also a lot of, very specific words that you probably wouldn't ever hear unless you were going to film school or on movie sets, right? And so that can be a detriment where some of the dialogue, maybe to the general public, maybe isn't the most clear. But I still think they'll get on board with some of the action and fun moments. I think this is a really good movie. The soundtrack to this movie, like some of the different songs and different covers in the movie, also did help this movie quite a bit throughout it. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie that has a nice romance angle to it. It's got great action. There's a lot of fun to be had with this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, just go watch it. It's great. Yeah, this is an awesome movie.